This is Quantum Flow Radio, organizing thought particles into a flow of collective consciousness.
Hello, my friend. How are you?
Living the dream. Yes.
Sweet dreams. Dreams
Yeah.
are made of these, right? How is your dream going?
Well, when I wake up, I'll tell you.
Yeah, which is right about now because we gotta do this show.
I feel like I've been sleeping for part of my life.
I think we both have been sleeping
Yeah.
a greater part of our lives, but it's so nice to have been awakened.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yep.
Dreams, dreaming, it's a part of our existence here.
Yeah.
A big part.
A huge part.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Because
we're
we-
supposed to spend a third of our life asleep.
We're supposed to.
Supposed to. Most people spend 90% of their life asleep.
Or some people
sleepwalking.
can't sleep.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
I know.
sleepwalking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, gosh, there's a million takeaways there.
There is.
Yeah.
And God, can you
Shows you-
imagine being like one of those? Seriously, I feel for these people that just can't sleep.
Oh, we can't talk about that.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about those who can
And
what
those
takes place during that time frame.
and those who dream, because dreams, it's an unknown topic. A lot of people obviously do it just about every night.
Yeah.
They may not remember all their dreams, but the amazing thing is it's really part of our conscious and unconscious state. I guess you could say not so much unconscious, but when you go to sleep,
Yeah.
you think that you're going to sleep,
Right.
but your conscious is still wide awake.
Oh, sure. In fact, the whole body is actually, there's more stuff going on while you're sleeping
Probably.
than there is while you're awake.
Sure. And if you can train your body to get smarter, lose weight,
Mm-hmm.
become a better musician while you sleep, wouldn't that be wonderful?
Yeah, it would be awesome.
Because you have to do all that during like waking hours.
Yeah, and
Why
there's so many
can't you-
distractions.
Yeah,
way
put
too
your
many.
put your sleep state to better use.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
when it's been said by many people who know many great things that when you're laying down and you're ready to go to sleep for the evening, start putting that stuff into your subconscious mind. Start putting the positive things in there. Start putting in, even put in what time you want to wake up, and eventually your body will learn and will wake you up exactly at that time.
Right. And we do need to sleep because it has healing and reparations to our mind, our body, our soul.
Mm-hmm.
But the dreams are kind of it's almost like being alive while we're in a waking state.
Yeah.
Yet we're resting our body.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the best of both worlds.
Yeah, and sometimes you get to be the cameraman, and sometimes you get to be the star.
Sure. And there's just so many little neat words, and this is actually a much more in-depth topic. Though before we delve in, we just do want to say that we're not dream experts. We're
Right.
not dream weavers.
No.
We're not therapists. We're not healing people or anything like that. But we can talk about dreams. And if you really, really want to dig down and analyze, you may have to take it to the next step. But we're going to go through kind of, like as we always do, kind of like an overview, and then get into some cool little aspects.
Top to bottom.
Sure, man.
Alpha Omega.
So a dream, I guess, what is it, right? I guess we can define it like this.
Okay.
A dream is a succession of images, ideas, emotions, and sensations that usually occur involuntarily in the mind during certain stages of sleep or slumber. I like saying that word, slumber.
Slumber's a great word.
Isn't it?
Makes me want to party.
Yeah, makes me want to slumber. Whatever that would be, huh?
Yeah, but lumber not so much because that's really
Well,
labor intensive.
yeah, it's sleep and lumber together,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
It's a compound word, so to speak. I guess you could say. But I do like that. The what it is it's the stories our brain tells us during our sleep. Yeah, and they are stories, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything's a story.
Dreams are not completely understood. We're not here in the capacity that we're going to tell you or analyze exactly what your specific dream is, but we will go through the different types of dreams, the categories, and, touch a little bit around the surface of it. But don't think that we're going to tell you, like, if you're naked in a dream or you're falling into holes or you're being chased by
what that
whatever,
means.
what
No.
that,
Yeah.
because that could just be anything. I mean,
Sure.
everybody has their own story, but you can categorize these into, like, broader categories and subjects of
Sure.
dreams. Dreams are the most vivid and unique conscious experience you have.
How about that?
Isn't that even more so than in waking life? That's powerful,
Wow.
right?
Probably because there's no outside influence and no distraction. It just plays out.
Right. And this always, we always dream, although we'll get into lucid dreaming and meditation and stuff, but
Right.
generally we dream when we sleep. Sleeping, of course, has become difficult because the world has become 24/7 and there's so many distractions, but we need to sleep and rest our body each and every day. As we said, it's essential.
Yeah.
And if you don't sleep, you have to find ways to help yourself get to sleep and everything else. If you can get those 6 to 8 hours in, you wake up refreshed in the morning. It's
Yeah,
nice.
it's a beautiful thing.
It is. It's really
Some folks
beautiful
need
thing.
4.
Some folks need that
Others
little
need-
nap during
others
the
need 10.
afternoon.
Yeah.
Those are beautiful.
Yeah. Few and far between.
Sure.
There's
Yeah.
also other things that are involved in these. I hate to jump in.
No.
You know, you're probably going to get to this anyway.
Jump.
You're going to be talking about brainwaves.
How'd you pick that up? Did I send you some?
Yeah, I heard this beeping. So I figured out.
That wasn't my brain, though. No, but if you may jump a little bit ahead, but that's fine. I mean, if you want to put something out there right now.
Yeah, I was just going to say, comparison to our awakened state, which we call awake.
Yeah.
I don't know. These words, somebody gave them to us a long time ago, and that's what we use. So beta, right, is our alert and working state. That's the beta waves in our brain are at that situation. Alpha is more of a relaxed, reflecting sort of mood, right? And then you have your theta, or theta, depending on how you want to say it. This is when you're drowsy and beginning to kind of drift off. And then there's delta, which is your sleep and your dreaming patterns. And then there's the deep dreamless sleep that takes place in the delta waves, which puts you into REM, rapid eye movement.
Yeah, in fact, that's where we're going next.
I'm
but
throwing
that's
it right to you.
It's amazing. I didn't. Of course, it's a Greek alphabet. That's why you were attracted to that
Of
list.
course, yeah.
The REM,
Yes.
or rapid eye movement stage.
Not the band.
No,
Yeah.
not the band. This is when brain activity is highest and resembles that of being awake.
Mm-hmm.
And it's at this time when dreams are the most prevalent.
Yeah, a lot of electrical stuff going on.
Right. And that's the rapid eye movement comes from actually that, just that. The average person has like 3 to 5 dreams per night.
Mm-hmm.
Though you could probably have maybe even up to 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
The unfortunate thing is most people don't remember.
Yeah.
And then you get this situation where, you wake up and you had this really cool dream, or you're in the middle of something, you wake up and you go, wow. And then bam,
Yep.
it's gone.
Yep.
It's so hard to remember.
Somebody bumped your Etch-a-Sketch. It just wipes it out.
Yeah, exactly like that. Or they toppled your Jenga tower.
I heard something many years ago, just to interject here since we're on that particular part of this subject. The reason that we, and this was, pure speculation, everything, we're just sharing what we've heard. So the reason many people are unable to remember their dream is because they weren't there. They weren't here, in this body at that time. They're
in the astral plane.
Right, exactly. And
You're not here.
Yeah. So that's taking place in another plane, in another, state.
Dimension.
Yeah. And that's why when you come zooming back into this body, back into this place,
Yeah.
you go, oh, well, I don't remember, because now you're in this brain.
Yeah.
Now you're in this mind.
Right.
And this mind didn't have that experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to throw that out
No.
there because that made sense to me. Because I used to keep a notepad and a pen by my bed when I dreamed a lot. When I used to have,
Yeah. You'd write them down.
Yeah, many years ago, I had dreams where they weren't even just dreams; they were just foreseeing into events that were about to occur. And I would write it down because nobody would ever believe me. For example, I dreamed about the massive earthquake in Kobe, Japan, many years ago.
Wow.
In Kobe, and I wrote it down, and lo and behold, 2 days later, the earth moved in Kobe, Japan, and it was a horrible, horrible earthquake.
Yeah.
So I remember those things. But now, since my near-death experience, I don't have that kind of dream state anymore.
Well, dreams do change over
Yeah.
a lifetime.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's what you're going through.
Yeah.
You know?
I believe some of it is also to protect you from what you're going through.
Well, yeah, I don't think dreams are necessarily supposed to be detrimental. We all have to sleep at night. We all know that.
Yeah.
And dreams are a part of it, whether you can remember or not. We all want to dream the good dream.
Yeah.
Sometimes our dreams tell us stuff.
Right.
Right? And those could be foreshadowing. You know, there's different types of dreams.
Sure. Sometimes we get our creative juices going while we're asleep, and then we wake up and go, oh, that's what I was wanting to do.
Yeah. Well, dreams are very much a part of our natural state, right? And they have far more significance in relationships to our waking life, I feel, than people may realize. So there definitely is that connectivity.
Right.
So.
And we also need to sort of lay out the fact that the mind doesn't know the difference between a dream event or a real event that's
they
actually
seem
taking
so
place.
real, and then when you look back, you can always tell it's a dream. You have to figure out where did you come from, because in dreams you just appear in the situation. You're not really coming from something. All of a sudden you're just there, and you're there, and it seems so real.
Yeah.
But
It's like you just came back from a commercial.
you're in the middle of a show.
Yeah.
You should know where you are, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the thing that someone once told me who studied this stuff was they said if you reach a point where you dream a whole lot and you reach a point where you have some actual control within that dream state, if you, and I don't mean pull my finger for that, but if you pull your finger, if you're alert enough to know that, and you pull your finger and it stretches like a rubber band, you know you're in that dream state and it's not really happening.
Right. And then also the cool thing in a dream state, you actually have intuition and cognitive abilities that you wouldn't have in your waking state, such as you could walk into a room and there could be a safe in the corner. Somehow, in the dream state, you know what's in the safe.
Yeah.
Even though it may not be yours.
Probably know the combination too.
You may.
Yeah.
Or you know where the dynamite is to blow it up.
Sure. Yeah.
The can you remember a lot of your dreams? Because I could be braggadocious and say I can remember hundreds of my dreams. I can recall them.
That's awesome. No, I can't go that far.
Okay.
I do remember bits and pieces of certain dreams.
A lot of them are multipliers of a dream where you extend it to this and this and this.
Yeah.
Sometimes they are dreams of past people that I knew that are no longer with us.
Yeah.
Those are tough, but in the dream, they're alive and they're well, and it's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Although when you wake up, and you find this a lot, you'll go through a night, you wake up, and for whatever reason, that first kind of, oh, I'm back, and I'm not there anymore, and sometimes it kind of takes you back.
Yeah.
It's almost like, I'm back in reality.
Yeah.
Darn.
Yeah.
I have to go to work now.
And while you're in that state, it's so real and so, I think, detrimental to you that I'm a firm believer in not using alarm clocks that are just startling. Years ago, I invented what I called the gradual alarm. Now somebody else patented and put it out there, but I called it the gradual alarm. And what it was, it would begin with an audio signal of sorts, generally an environmental sound. And then at a very low volume.
Like birds chirping or something.
Yeah, at a very low volume. And then gradually increase the volume over a 10 or 15 minute span of time. But no, or anything like that.
No, those digital alarm clocks, the 80s, they don't.
Yeah, not only do they destroy your heart and your heart pattern, okay, by scaring the crap out of you to wake you up, but that's been proven among firefighters. Those alarms that go off in the middle of the night.
Get a dog.
Try something else.
Yeah,
but what happens is if you're slowly brought back into your awareness state, your awakened state, you have a tendency to remember more about what you were dreaming about.
We're not experts, certainly not on sleep, but what you're probably hearing is, when you wake up, there should be a slow process. Don't take it too fast. It just seems like maybe that's the best thing, since your body is adjusting. And if you were in a different world and now you're in this world, hey, give your
Right. I mean,
Give
hey,
your
when
body a chance to catch up.
when the train pulls in the station, you don't jump out the door head first. You just slowly walk to the door and step out.
Sure.
And so that's what we should be trying to do when we're reawakening from a sleep state.
One of the wonderful things I like to do, and a lot of people do this, and a lot of conscious beings are doing it more and more. It's not quite like meditation, but we call it lucid dreaming.
Yeah.
You're familiar with
Yes.
this?
Yeah.
Right. So lucid dreaming is somewhere between conscious and I would call it non-conscious instead of unconscious.
Some ethereal
Yeah.
place in between.
Yeah, it's somewhere in between where you're in this lucid state
Yeah.
where you can actually direct and change things. The cool thing is you're aware of yourself dreaming.
Yeah, you have that little piece of consciousness,
Yes.
that awakened consciousness.
Yeah, you can actually sense light or noise, maybe even like a lawnmower in the background, yet it's not direct correlation to what you're doing,
Right.
but it's all kind of a part of the fabric.
Yeah, the experience.
And you're aware of it. You're kind of semi-aware of being aware. The cool thing is that you're in control of characters. Sometimes you can control the narrative, the discussion, even the environment to a
You're the
certain
writer,
degree. But
the
it's a
producer,
storyline.
the engineer, you're everything.
Yeah, you are. Yeah,
Yeah.
but you are the story creator, and you're creating that storyline, and that really is that could be a beautiful thing if you can work on it. But this definitely ties into meditation, close, but subtle in the difference. Meditation, you really don't want to go into the sleep kind of pattern, even in kind of a lucid. Like I said, these are very similar, but when you meditate, and I'm no expert on meditation either. I mean, we all try.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that's an expert on meditation or how you do it. I don't know if there's even a correct way. I believe it's something really a personal choice. Everyone can meditate or lucid dream in their own way. There is no right or wrong, and you just have to kind of figure out what works for you. But the meditative state is also can be self-healing, self-exploratory, but it's more of where in meditation you want to clear your thoughts. When you're lucid dreaming, you're actually encouraging storylines and thoughts. So
Yeah.
yeah,
You want to. It's the difference between time out and time in. Really.
Okay.
Yeah, because the whistle blows, game stops for a while. And that's where you are in meditation. You're supposed to stop the monkey chatter and anything that may pop into your mind, any thought that you may draw to yourself. Try to keep it very simple. For me, when I meditate, I concentrate on a lit candle in my mind, and I just keep focused on that lit candle. That helps me from wandering and drifting.
And meditation can occur with open eyes. You can close your eyes. Generally, you're not in a lying or laying position.
Right.
Whereas lucid dreaming, you're going to get a little bit more comfortable. You might cuddle up to your pillow and say, it's almost like a cat nap.
Yeah, and if you drift off to sleep, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay because there's no agenda. You don't want to do this when you're being rushed or when you only have just 10 minutes to kind of rejuvenate. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. In fact, meditation, when you look at the etymology of that word, it's contemplation, it's devout preoccupation, private devotions, prayer. It stems from meditare, which means to think over, to reflect, to consider, and then the form of pi root med, meaning taking appropriate measures. So that's where we're getting this meditation from. But it's okay. There's no real
meditation,
right way.
medicine.
Right.
Hey, there's a connection there.
Medication, meditation. Yeah.
And what does medicine do for you? Hopefully, rejuvenates you, makes you better, heals you.
Right.
Such
and
as
sometimes puts you in a meditative or in another state.
In a very quick early summary, we can absolutely come to the conclusion that any form of dreaming, sleep, lucid dreaming, meditation, this is generally all good for you.
Yeah.
But people need to take the time out of their very busy day
Yeah.
and just unplug. And, hey, maybe you start off with listening to some music.
Yeah.
But, through through an electronical device or whatever. But ultimately, you need to unplug and this is alone time.
Yeah, and this is really, it's important for us today while we're talking about this. We're specifically talking about dreams. We're really not going to spend any time on nightmares because
Right.
that's negative and not fulfilling in
You know,
any way.
you're so intuitive because that's right where we're going next.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go there.
Yeah.
And
Sorry
see.
that I'm in control of the roadmap.
No, that's you're the guy that laid this one out.
So you're right up to where we are. Dream, meaning, and interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we're not going to really tell you what they are.
Okay.
Now, obviously, you could categorize dreams into just they were good or not so good.
Yeah.
It's all in the interpretation.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, it's a personal interpretation.
Yeah. We're not going to concentrate on the nightmares. You're just going to have to figure that out.
Right.
But generally, when we dream, we're taking ourselves to another place, and there's messaging in that because the dreams reveal insight into hidden desires and emotions within us. You know, dreams may assist us in figuring out or measuring or formation of problem solving. You know, even maybe through some random brain activity while we're dreaming, we can somehow come to some
insight.
Yeah, insight conclusions.
Yeah,
and
a
stuff
deeper
like that.
intuition, like you mentioned earlier.
Sure. Yeah. There's two main categories of dreams. We have the oversoul dream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The oversoul dream is what you were alluding to before. You can fly.
Yeah.
You're not in this world.
Yeah.
You have abilities beyond your human capability. You're not really human, although maybe your soul, your spirit is, because you're still tied to who you are, but you're flying.
Yeah.
You can do amazing things.
Be anywhere,
anytime.
Look all the time.
Look how you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are beautiful. Usually, major takeaways from this, and very memorable. Usually, when you have one that just really, registers on that Richter scale.
Yeah, I truly believe that because as the more powerful that dream state is, or that experience is within that dream state, the more likely we are to remember more of it.
Yeah. Now, have you had an experience where you're flying in your dream? I mean,
yeah.
So this is. I find these
and
fascinating. Well, yeah, I like flying better. Now, I don't like the heights that much, but somehow in my dream, I'm overcome. I overcome these things that I may not want to particularly go through in my waking life.
Yeah, these fears,
it's like
these things that we
I have
blockages.
I'm like more of Superman, and
well, it also helps because when you're in that mode, you can fly. It's not like somebody threw you off a mountain and you're headed straight down and you can't fly.
The disappointment comes when you do ultimately wake up and you say, "Oh, I can't fly. Darn."
Yeah.
That's a shame because I was getting so good at it in the dream.
Right. You're a professional.
Right. So now the second category, and these are the two big categories: programming dream.
Okay.
Programming. We're familiar with this word.
Yes, absolutely. Would this be some sort of a hypnotic state that we're headed towards?
Exactly.
Okay.
This is all conditioning, and this is where you tie into maybe guilt or fear. Sometimes because we want to conform in some way, or maybe there's something about ourselves that we don't like, the programming that we have, or we want to change our programming. So this is all intertwined into this. But if you want to conform to society, sometimes you'll have a dream and you'll have a mohawk or something, and you're not conforming. The naked dream is really one that comes up in the programming dream. You show up to school and you're sitting down to take a test, and then you look down and you forgot your pants or something.
Right.
Right. It seems kind of funny when you think about it, but when you're going through the dream, it seems so real, and it's like, oh my gosh. But here's where you're exposing maybe something that maybe something fear-based in the subconsciousness.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're not going to dwell on the nightmarish part of it. We're just going to say, hey, programming dreams, it's all in the interpretation.
Yeah.
And if you look at it subjectively or objectively,
right,
you can kind of figure out what takeaway is.
Sure, it could also be symbolic. Biblically,
certainly.
if you look at it that way, after the incident in the garden, God says, "Who told you you were naked?" Right?
Yeah.
Well, there's so much more.
'Cause there's no photos of
metaphysical,
it.
right? There's so much more metaphysical and symbolic meaning to that statement.
Yeah.
So same thing when you're dreaming, and you might dream that you're naked. There's a much deeper thing being told there than just without clothing.
Right. And then sometimes you dream and you're supposed to be naked in the dream.
Right.
For whatever you're doing.
Yeah, that beach in Cancun.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
The the clothes-free beach.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So as we move in to, there's 8, and there's different lists out there. I've seen 5, 8, 10. You normally have a list of items, but there are 8 different types of dreams within these 2 different categories.
Okay.
So, and I'll just run it down, and then
8 each.
No, 8 total.
Total.
Yeah,
Okay.
you'll get it. So the first one is daydreams.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
These are the types of dreams, and some of this is a little repetitive, but much of this we haven't
it's
covered.
funny, not just because you just mentioned that. That's the first time I ever really made the correlation between a daydream and actually being a dream.
Yeah.
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 Even though it's called a daydream, I don't, because I'm still awake, but I guess I'm really partially
Well, the
awake.
daydream is a level of conscious between sleep and awakeness, as we said before, right? And
Lucid
our
in a way.
imagination carries us away, and we can lose ourselves in like a fantasy. So you heard the expression, "Hey, what are you doing? Daydreaming?"
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a type of dream.
Or so he said, "Hello, where are you?"
Where are you?
Yeah.
I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah.
Lucid dreams we did cover, right?
right.
And just real quickly, becoming an active participant in their own dreams. You know you're dreaming somewhat on a conscious level, making decisions and influencing outcome, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Nightmares. This is a type of dream, disturbing dream. We can wake up anxious, sometimes frightened, and
Sweating,
we
breathing heavily.
this sometimes this corresponds to real life trauma or situations, fear that we may need to be confronted with. Sometimes there's an acknowledgement of something.
Yeah.
And it's a way for our subconscious mind to take notice of something.
And this may also be something that takes place recently after a traumatic experience you may have had.
Yeah, and usually you don't have nightmares before. It's usually after, although you'll have certain dreams that'll help you foresee the future. We'll get to that.
Yep.
The fourth kind, reoccurring dreams. You've had yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We know that one dream that you always have.
Yeah,
so this repeats. It's very similar in nature. It may not be the exact same dream, but it's so close. And it can be positive, right? Happy, great dreams, or
the other.
or the other. Yeah, it could be not so
like mine.
yeah, those types of dreams, and they can reoccur, and they may be recurring because of certain conflicts, right? Depicted, or unresolved or ignored issues. So resolutions to the situation. If you can get to the point where you resolve, or you finally get resolutions to the situation in your waking life, then the dream reoccurrence may stop.
Yeah, it may cease.
It may cease.
Because there's things that you aren't that take place in your daily life that you aren't consciously aware of. However, your subconscious mind records everything. So there may be something that you're supposed to deal with that you haven't dealt with yet. That the subconscious mind, who is the builder of your body and everything else, says, "Okay, you know what? He's got to deal with this."
And don't think that your body and your mind is not helping you out. Everything that you're going through is all to get to a certain point.
And survive.
And getting there.
Yeah.
And then making that moment a little more easier, with clarity and understanding, more about you, more about your relationship to other people and to what you're going through.
Sure.
But it's just, wow, connection, huh?
Yeah. And there's just so many times where our conscious awakened self doesn't see it.
No.
Just don't get it. We could be looking right at it, and we need that extra dose from elsewhere It's to give us a smack upside the head.
Well said. And I truly believe that is the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you remember your oldest? We'll get to the rest of the list, but do you remember your oldest dream memory you have?
Absolutely.
Like the very first one. Like
Absolutely.
Okay, you want to share real
Yeah,
quick?
and it comes back every now and again.
Hopefully, it's a cool one, right?
It's dark.
Ooh.
But it doesn't. It has yet to manifest as something with meaning to me yet. Perhaps one day, and hopefully, I think that's the goal. But yeah, it's almost like it's an old hotel that I'm in as a child, and I'm these long corridors, these long hallways with the etched carpet and the Art Deco escance on the walls, but very dark, almost like
Wow, very detailed.
Yeah, almost like gas lantern style, and it takes place a very long time ago. And I'm going down this, I'm walking down this corridor, and I have one thing in focus. At the end of this corridor, up against the wall, under the window, and the window has lacy curtains. It's very
amazing the detail of this, isn't it? And you couldn't even draw or do this in your waking life. The creativity you have in this dream is
and
just
the shades and the
off the hook.
wallpaper and the moldings, the craftsmanship of the door frames, the brass doorknobs.
It came to me in a dream.
Right, exactly. And so I continue down this corridor, and my entire focus is on an electric outlet that's just below the window. And as soon as I reach that electrical outlet, it's a duplex outlet, not 3-prong because it's a long time ago. So it's just a duplex electrical outlet. And as soon as I reach that, it's all over. It finishes.
That's the end.
That's the end. And
have you tried to figure this out?
I have, and this has been going on since childhood. I mean, not like every night, but every few months or so.
Yeah.
You
didn't stick a fork into this outlet, right?
No, I didn't do that. I've been electrocuted many times in my life.
Well, that's
but that not
TMI.
by sticking something into a duplex outlet.
Well, maybe the next show we'll go through that dream specifically and discuss it. But that's
yeah. How about you? You have a recurring dream that you remember from way back?
I've got several recurring dreams. A lot of them one was from medical school. I won't get into, but my very earliest dream, very simply. I don't know. I'm just, it's me. I'm really young.
Mm-hmm.
I am in the middle of a football stadium or stadium, pretty much empty on a beautiful sunny day, right in the middle of the field, the 50-yard line. And for some reason, I think I'm in Florida. I don't know why, but it's like, I can't say it's the Miami Dolphins Stadium or what.
Yeah.
But it's just, that's it.
Yeah,
that's like the first thing, I mean, that's like my oldest, I don't know what it means.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm supposed to be in the middle of a, stadium for some reason.
Yeah.
For something.
Could be
I'll just
a prequel to future times.
Yeah, well, I never became a football player.
Well, maybe it wasn't for football.
Yeah. The hardest thing is, can you remember your the most recent dream you had? That's the tough one. Okay. We won't go there, but we'll just I'm checking you off, okay?
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Maybe if we have time at the end, you can tell me that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So your next
But
thing.
some people just can't remember dreams.
Yeah.
Like I can remember a lot.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you can remember some, but
yeah, but generally, in the grand scheme of things, of my amount of dreaming, I do remember very little. So if I have this massive dream and I'm,
it seems like it's hours long.
Yeah. But then, when I'm out of it, I just might remember a little tiny piece of it, and that's it.
Yeah.
But the ones that are critical dreams, like that one, the one in the old hotel, I remember that, man, vividly.
I also have one where there's a big yellow car driving around in a circle, and I see it from above. How did I get up there?
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's the perspective aspect of the dream. So this is really something you can do if you can try to remember, and then try to remember what you were doing or how you were doing it within the dream.
Yeah.
It's just that this is fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely.
So moving on, getting back to the 8 types of dreams, we're on number 5.
Right.
Okay, this is a healing dream. So this is a cool one here.
Okay.
Messages for the dreamer, is usually about or in regards, to them. Could be their health or, some facet of them wanting to do better within their life. These specific dreams can help us. They certainly can avoid potential health issues or problems in the future or even then, and help us when we are, not feeling so well.
Yeah.
Our bodies are amazing. They communicate to us through our dreams, telling us if something is just not quite right, and maybe even before any physical symptoms may manifest or show up.
Yeah. You know what's fascinating about that, real quick? I'm sorry.
Sure, no.
You mentioned a message or a messenger
Yeah.
in this particular type of dream. Interestingly enough, the Greek word for messenger is agulos, which is what we get angel from. So angel literally means messenger. So when people are saying, "Well, I saw this angel in my dream," perhaps it's this type of a setup or this kind of dream.
And you'll hear that. I mean, that correlation is consistent, more so than most everybody's had some sort of like angelic
Winged
experience within a dream or something where you're just really in the heavens above, and you feel like you're dancing with the angels and stuff. So but lots of messaging coming to us. Some of it we have to take. We should pay attention.
Sure,
maybe too. Especially if you're you're feeling like you're being, hey, pay attention to this. And the great thing is it will take care of us, healing and helping to take care of ourselves in our waking life through these dream experiences. So, like I said, these angels, we'll call them angels. I like that.
Yeah.
Bringing us messages to assist us in our own life.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
that's you. That's all you.
Yeah, and this could be literally. It could be the Uber guy that gave you a ride last night that said 2 or 3 words that you needed to hear. It could be the lady next to you in line at the grocery store. These messages come in our waking lives and in our sleeping lives.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's a synchronicity that goes on.
Yeah.
And don't think it's just happening when you're sleeping. Obviously,
no, and it's not random either. Just try and pay more attention to these things.
Yeah. So number 6, we have prophetic dreams. Okay, so these are precognitive.
Sometimes I have pathetic dreams, but that's okay. Go ahead.
I was going to say something funny, but
sorry. Yep.
So these are precognitive or psychic type dreams that seemingly foretell the future.
Yeah.
Right. And our dreaming mind is able to piece together possibly bits of information or observations to ultimately help us through whatever maybe we're going through, and this all works through our unconscious mind while we're dreaming.
Yeah.
The cool thing is the mind knows before the conscious mind pieces it all together.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And this could also be not only just for you, for someone else.
Yeah, it can be prophetic for it could be
may
lots
know.
of things.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. The number 7.
7.
Signal dreams. Solve problems, making decisions. So
some of the greatest minds that ever lived will tell you that they spent days, weeks, years on a formula or on something that they were trying to invent, and then they went to sleep one night and boom,
that's
the
exactly
next
what
morning
this
they
is.
had the answer.
And this is the one that I had the least ability to find really good information on. It was the least talked about, but signal dreams. And I believe that's exactly what it would be like. It's almost as if something you're trying to solve, you go to bed and bam,
it's there.
it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And different than prophetic,
Right.
right? Yeah. It's a
right.
different messaging. It's probably more in the
More of an answer than a message. You don't have to seek anymore. Here it is.
so
So that's 7.
yeah, and number 8,
Number 8.
epic dreams.
Epic.
The big
dream.
epic. Yeah, these are
Wow.
the big movie screen dreams.
Oh, okay.
So major revelations.
Right.
These are usually great dreams. Huge, compelling, and they're so vivid.
Yeah.
You cannot ignore these epic dreams.
Yeah.
They don't happen all the time, but they're truly like wow.
Yeah.
And ones
Complete with the costume department and makeup and
in
everything.
fact,
right?
they're very detailed.
Yeah.
And you remember the beauty, the clarity, everything that's within that dream. And a lot of these would be associated with like archetypal or symbology.
Yeah.
within our life,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but definitely profound, amazing things about yourself. And it could be about, you know, situations or even other people.
Yeah.
But you're a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Epic
awesome.
dreams. Yeah. And these are life changing, and they're good.
Yeah.
It's you helping you
Yeah.
to be who you are.
And I know that, you know, through the years, I'm sure, you know, both of us have had epic dreams. But you know what's interesting for me, I know a while ago, is that unlike a movie on the silver screen or the, you know, the moving picture show, right?
Yeah.
My epic dreams have no soundtrack.
Mm.
There's no music. Isn't that bizarre?
But you have created music in dreams
No. Yes.
No?
Yes.
Yeah.
Separately.
separately.
But
Okay.
but when
Oh,
I'm
so you're
having a
saying
dream,
your movie Epic Dream doesn't have a soundtrack?
No. I mean, it's like, what would Jaws be without
we're
the
gonna-
bottom? You know, I mean, it's
Well,
like,
we're gonna have to.
imagine that.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to call Gershwin or somebody to help you out with that. Although you did mention that movie, The Exorcist, had no music.
That was
Yeah.
the scariest part of the film
Yeah.
for me. Was the fact that, well, aside from Tubular
That's-
Bells, which was Michael Oldfield's, you know, theme song,
Sure.
but
What a theme
throughout the
song.
entire movie was no music.
No music at all.
Yeah, which was
Rare.
very, very rare for the time, especially.
So that's why I like my Epic Dreams
yeah,
with the
music.
soundtrack. Yes, because
So you don't have to hear the grandfather clock going.
I have, you know, being a musician and having written a few things,
Yeah,
I have absolutely written and heard some of the best music in my lifetime.
Yeah.
In while I've been dreaming.
that's awesome.
And I've actually created music from dreams. I've tried to, you know, when you wake up, you go, oh, that's a great hook.
Yeah.
I got to write that down. It's very fleeting, but I literally have orchestrated symphonies, and that's the other amazing things. I've designed houses. I've created masterpieces of music.
Right.
Who's to say that maybe in this dimension, another
Yeah,
life,
some
previous life,
multiverse.
whatever.
Yeah.
I could have certainly been involved in something like doing that.
Sure, and
And this
remember
brings
those dreams,
cool-
these experiences that you're having are energy. They have to go somewhere.
Right. It generally brings me, you know, great joy when you experience this type of, because you go, you know, I'm really capable, and everybody's capable of more than just what they see right here or what they're doing right here.
Yeah.
Certainly in that dreaming, you know, state.
Yeah, and I've tried to add it, you know, because, like, for example, one of my
But
favorite,
it is all energy, like you said. It gives us a big energy boost.
yeah, one of my favorite soundtracks was a film that, you know, the critics panned. It was Legend with Tom Cruise. I just think it was a spectacular movie. And
Legend?
Legend.
Okay,
yeah.
not I Am Legend.
No,
but
no,
Legend. Yeah, Legend. with
Yeah,
Tom
about
Cruise, I know.
1985, I think. And the
remember
theme
that
song
movie.
was John Anderson from Yes with Tangerine Dream.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
there you go. Yeah,
And Tangerine Dream did originally the score was done by his name slips me right now, but it was very orchestral. And then they decided after, you know, editing the film that just didn't work. So they went to Tangerine Dream and did this sort of electronic.
John Williams or somebody like
Yeah,
that.
it might have been John Williams,
Whatever,
exactly. But John
He does a lot of-
Williams-ish,
yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And then Tangerine Dream ultimately did the soundtrack. And oh my God, it's a magical film. And this soundtrack made it even more so.
The Tangerine Dream also did some music, I believe, for another Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah?
Yeah, his very first one, Risky Business. Yes,
Yeah.
they did some really cool music. I think the music that was where he was on the metro scene.
Oh, okay.
But we
Yeah,
digress
it's
here.
sort of an electronica thing from Germany, and
Which is-
yeah, very cool.
which is funny. We just keep segueing perfectly into the next topic here.
Take it, man.
Yeah, because there are other types of dreams that's not really in the categories, but they're kind of different types of dreams. Like there's the visitation dream where, you know, a dead or alive person visits you. There's also the wet dream.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
Which is kind of like what happened in Risky Business, I guess. But
Right.
that's, I guess you could scientifically say that's a nocturnal
Okay.
emission.
That's-
So
yeah,
there's a
sure.
shared dream. So you and I both have a dream,
Yeah.
and somehow we have the same dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also the progressive dream where you'll dream, and then it's almost like the next chapter comes in, and then it's almost like a storyline in order.
Wow.
Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also the psychic dump dream.
The
Where you-
psychic dump
The
dream?
psychic dump dream where you just clean house. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a cleansing dream. I'm not sure if I've ever had any of these.
yeah,
I know I've had
no,
some
this-
of these on this list.
Yeah, this one.
I can't say which ones.
New to me.
Yeah. And then we talked about the problem-solving dream, which kind of comes into the signal dream.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just have like story dreams, which kind of tie into some of these other categories. But I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, there's just so many different types of, you just say, hey, I had a dream last night. But when you really think about it, what kind? What did you do? What were you doing? What was the point?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Yeah.
Is there a takeaway? Is there a lesson? Is there teachings? Or is it just for enjoyment?
Yeah.
Right? There's a word called onerology.
Yes.
Yeah, it's spelled Oneirology. So this is the scientific study of dreams.
Yeah.
Never heard this. So
The Greek word for dreams is oniro. So I can see where that came from. Yeah, and logos.
So it's the study of dreams.
Yeah.
Wow.
And logos is an archetype.
Yeah.
That's basically the origin of. And many times we do call it a dream, but there are those times when it's a deliberate vision of something.
Well, that ties into the epic.
Yeah,
Because it's you trying to tell yourself something.
Yeah, and obviously people that are in and around our age will remember Martin Luther King,
Whatever age that is.
and the "I Have a Dream" speech. Which
Oh,
was
wow.
so incredibly powerful.
Sure.
And you just hear those words now, so many years later, if you're from that era, and you just immediately go straight to Dr. Martin Luther
that
King.
proves a point. If something's good,
Mm.
if something's supposed to be, if something's profound, it's timeless.
Yeah.
His message is
It's an evergreen.
it's an evergreen. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's as relevant today and probably even more so than when he spoke those words. And this is true for a lot of things.
Oh yeah. In fact, you
Yeah.
go back. I believe you could go back. I think the number is 72 years now with Charlie Chaplin and the
I
great
just
dictator.
saw that the other night.
Did you?
I was going to call you.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was just on.
Dude, let me tell you
Again.
The Great Dictator speech
Commercial free.
was just so moving and so powerful and so perfect for today, for any day.
Well, that whole movie, the whole message.
Yeah.
It gets even better over time. It's like a fine wine,
Yeah.
or a beautifully designed car,
Yeah.
or a great rock and roll song,
And for
or just just a beautiful painting that
yeah,
it's
an anthem.
yeah.
You know, and for those who've not seen it, it's The Great Dictator with Charlie Chaplin. It's a speaking role.
1940, I believe,
It's 40,
which I believe that some of the best movies ever made were between 1938 and probably 1940, 41, 42. Before we got heavy into the war.
Yeah.
And then all the movies were propagandized.
Right.
But
A lot of
this is all the
musicals
time
and
with the
things.
Gone with the Wind. But it was the ultimate creativity, and Chaplin was really pushed out of Hollywood. They didn't like him.
Yeah.
But I think he started the artist studio with a couple other
He started so many things.
United Artists. I
United
believe.
Artists,
Yeah,
okay.
United Artists Studio.
Okay.
And they were kind of independent, but that's the only way he would get his movies made. And of course, the Dictator's just so cutting edge and so fresh for the time period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was powerful. And you could play it right now
Sure.
and close your eyes.
Although movies is another subject.
Yeah, we're going to do that too. yeah, we're going to do that too. But the thing about that, just the fact that he was a silent movie star and went into a speaking film like this and delivered such a powerful message, to me was just awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It really was. Do you remember a song in 1966 by Petula Clark called "This Is My Song"?
I know. I'm
was-
familiar with
this is
Petula Clark.
Beautiful orchestral piece.
Yeah, I think
with
I'm
this
familiar with this.
fantastic hook. It was amazing. But I think it was right after Downtown when she came out
Right.
with Downtown. But Charlie Chaplin penned that song.
Wow.
He wrote it.
Well, didn't he write Smile too, or something like that?
I think he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is a multi-talented
Well-
guy. We're going to do TV and movies one day. But the whole point of all this was that these powerful speeches, the "I have a dream" speech, these epic visions that we have, many times do come to fruition. And I think that power deep within each and every one of us is delivering that message, trying to put us on a track.
That was a beautiful redirect, by the way.
Thank you. I was planning on that.
You had it in motion the whole time.
Awesome.
And I was wondering, but no, you're absolutely right, because you really hit upon it. Dreams is a creative process, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Whether we feel like we're in control or not.
Yeah. They both are just side by side, really. It's polarity in a way, but sharing the same field, this field of consciousness, this matrix, this tapestry of life. It gives us a different view, a different look at things.
We should not ignore this either, because the biggest takeaway is that you are a beautiful being. You are more than you may know or that you've been told. And our dreaming state shows us that we can have knowledge or creative process that's well beyond our waking ability. Like when I wrote that symphony, I did it, and it was magnificent.
Yeah.
I've designed castles. I've been in castles in my dream. I've never been in a castle quite like the ones that
I'm a castle freak. Do you know that? Did you know
not.
that about me?
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, God, I am a castle freak. Yeah. So that's very cool to me that you've designed castles in your dreams. I believe that all of us have dreams. It's just that we can't recall them.
Right.
So that's a part of each and every one of us that I believe is a gift from within, that we can actually continue on, even though the body is asleep. We're supposedly resting through the night, even though we're really not. There's a lot more stuff going on while we're sleeping, more of reparation than rest.
Yeah.
And that we're getting prepared for the next day. And the one thing, just so we can maybe, if you've got something to wrap up with, I just want to close with this real quick.
You close, and then I'll close.
People have studied this for eons. Okay.
You mean like Freud?
Yes, like Freud and Plato, and we can go way back, right? So the whole dream thing has yet to really be understood. In fact, we really don't know entirely why we sleep at all, other than the ancients believed, and many people still today believe, that this is a time for us to actually leave and go back home, back into the ether.
It may be our true, real existence.
And it touched upon that in the movie Avatar.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking there's something spectacular about every part of our lives.
I'm thinking right there along with you, brother.
Yeah?
I mean, there might be, because the messaging has just been too profound, especially with me.
Yeah. Very strong.
I do like to dream. Hopefully, I'll understand even more about myself and what I'm going through here on Earth.
Yeah. You're accessing your own personal library.
Yeah. That's definitely the Freudian kind of theory and interpretation, that all our dreams do reveal insights into our hidden desires and emotions, and he obviously kind of was more onto the sexual kind of takeaways and stuff, but I mean, dreams can be mental and physical, all kinds.
Absolutely.
You can just
Yeah, because they are complete and whole. And I think that the more,
even though they are pieces, they are complete and whole.
Yeah, and the more attention that we pay to not only our conscious awareness and when we're awake, walking around, in this life, but what's going on while we're sleeping too. Try to pay more attention to that. I think the last time I entered that dream state, the epic state, I think I was working on Matrix 5. but I do remember some of it. But I think
I don't even remember we working on Matrix 1. But.
Yeah, well, we need to just, the bottom line for me is just pay attention. See?
Yeah.
Far too many people are distracted by so many things, but try to pay more attention to your conscious surroundings, to your unconscious
If you
surroundings.
if you choose to.
Yes.
Not everybody wants to, but if you're listening to these words, this show right now,
Yep.
you're obviously an in-tune conscious being and you're trying to figure some things out.
Yep.
We're just here to help you do that.
Yep. We're
So-
looking for answers just like you are.
Yeah. So I'll leave you with this. Ready?
Please.
Dreams. Some of this is slightly, repetitive, but I
okay.
kind of like this. Dreams. Our higher self uses dreams to convey symbolic information that gives us clues to the concerns that are affecting us in our lives right now. The big secret of dreams is that the entire environment is a reflection of our own self. That means every character and every object and every event represents something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Works for me.
Yeah. So I'm ready for a nap. How
All
about
right.
you?
Yeah, me too. So let's
Always
call it.
up for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anything else?
No, I think we're pretty much covered with this thing.
Yeah.
I think we've covered
So
a
I
lot of
can
ground.
so I can take my nap now.
You can.
Yeah, that's
and
good.
if you start snoring, I'm gonna
Oh, yeah, will you-
smack you with that water bottle.
I think I'll go back to my place. This chair is comfortable, but not the bed.
I hear you. Listen,
Well, I
man.
want to thank you for your time today.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, man. Take care.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to Quantum Flow Radio. Email us online at quantumflowradio@gmail.com.